hii historia ambayo tunapewa na huyu mpinzani wetu ambaye alijitangaza juzi, nataka niwaambie, kwa sababu hana chochote cha kuofa, ndio maana ameshikilia historia. Na nataka niseme ya kwamba historia pia inajengwa. Sio watupe historia ya kwamba kama si Jaramogi kukataa kuchukua sijui uongozi, Kenyatta hangekuwa. Hiyo imetutosha na tumeisikia sana. Lakini labda pia wangetuambia 1982 ile kupa ambayo ilikuwa inataka kufanyika, wangetueleza pia ilikuwaje. Then wakasonga hapo, wakatueleza mambo ya KEMSA, billionaires nayo imekuwaje, because bado nika historia. Na Kapandora Paper nako nika historia. Bado hizo zote tunangoja kuvisikia, lakini hatujawahi kusikia, si ndio? Kandungu report. Hawa waizi wa mashamba kutoka coast mpaka huku bara. Kuna report kamili ambayo tunataka siku moja wakisimama watuambie ya kwamba hii Ndungu report waizi, because hao ni waizi. Tusiwapie majina mazuri ati wafisadi, waizi wa mashamba ya taifa letu la Kenya. Kisumu molasses pia hako nako nika historia. Pia nako kaekwe hadharani. Sio kutupea historia ambazo hatujazielewa. Alafu wakimaliza sasa watuambie ni nini wanataka kufanyia wa Kenya going forward. Lakini kwa sababu yule bwana hajiwezi, hana idea, ni mtu tu hana agenda, ni mtu tu anasukumwa na hao wachache sijui wanajiita billionaires sijui whatever foundation. Na sisi tunataka tusimame tuambie, na leo nataka niwaambie mjue hii Kenya hivi sasa tutaenda kupiga kura baina ya watu wa historia na watu ambao wanataka kuona mpango going forward.
This region here, this is a very unique region of Kenya. And I gave a story when I was there, how the settlers came to our country. That there was the Lord Delamere who had come on a horseback. He went through the Horn of Africa and then through Somali. He was riding on a horse and came through Mount Kenya. And then he came from there down towards Nairobi. Then he passed and went through Nyahururu. Then went down to Thompson Falls. He went to Naivasha, Gilgil, Nakuru, Elbagon, Njoro, Molo, up to Eldoret, Kitale, up to Mount Elgon. And was very impressed by what he saw. So when he came back and had discussions with the colonial government, I said that this is a very rich highland which is ripe for large-scale farming. The railway line has been constructed. It was then called the Lunatic Express. But for this railway line to be viable and repay back the investment, you need to have large-scale agriculture so that when the trains come and go to the west, on the way back to the port, they will have things to carry back. The colonial government agreed. Then he told them that he can go back to England and bring settlers who can come and introduce large-scale agriculture. But for him to do that, he said he needed to be assured that anybody he brought here will be given 10,000 acres free and free black laborers. The colonial government agreed. He exacted that agreement. So armed with that agreement, he went back to England to recruit settlers. He had town hall meetings in London, in Manchester, in Birmingham, in Liverpool, telling them that, look, down there, you have a land that is flowing with milk and honey, manna. And anybody who agrees to come will get 10,000 acres free with the black laborers. But at that time, the story about Africa was very negative. Oh, bilharzia, malaria, wild natives. So nobody wanted to come to Africa. So in frustration, he got very few who wanted to come. In frustration, he came back. When he came back, he decided to try down south. So he sailed, went on a ship from Mombasa to Durban. In Durban, he addressed a town hall meeting. From there, he went Port Elizabeth, East London, Cape Town, Kimberley, Joburg. There he found Wazungus who had lived in Africa for generations and who did not fear Africa. Some of them were actually workers or laborers and other fellow whites owned farms. So the prospect of owning their own farm was very appealing. So they quickly agreed. Most of them from South Africa and from what was called Rhodesia, Southern Rhodesia. That's how we ended up with the Kaburus here. When they came, they were given land from Timau, from those other sides on Kenya East, all the way to Kitale, Mount Elgon, those sides. That is what became known as the White Highlands. That is how the people of all this region were deprived of their land. How they were deprived of their land. So now the Africans were being conscripted to work. There was what they call agreement. You sign an agreement to go and work in those farms. And you'll have to work for at least 6 months. First labor. If you absconded, they will come and look for you right home and arrest you. And you'll be taken to prison. So that is how the people of this region were deprived of their land.